clock struck midnight, and the city outside lay dormant, unaware of the storm brewing in a dimly lit basement. Alex sat hunched over a cluttered desk, bathed in the eerie glow of multiple computer screens. The air was thick with tension, punctuated only by the rhythmic clacking of keys and the soft hum of electronics. Each keystroke resonated with a blend of anger and anticipation, a symphony of rebellion against the faceless behemoth known as Novatech. Come on," Alex muttered under their breath. Eyes darting across lines of code that scrolled faster than a river in flood. The final firewall loomed ahead, a digital fortress designed to repel even the most skilled intruders. But Alex was no ordinary hacker. They were a prodigy. Disillusioned by the very system they once sought to protect. "Almost there," Alex whispered, fingers dancing over the keyboard with a fever that bordered on desperation. The room was a sanctuary, a cocoon of cables and circuit boards, the only witness to this solitary battle. The walls, adorned with posters of dystopian futures and cryptic quotes, seemed to close in, amplifying the weight of the moment. Suddenly, the screen flickered, and a triumphant beep echoed through the room. "Yes!" Alex exclaimed, a rare smile breaking through the mask of concentration. The firewall had crumbled, and the treasure trove of Novatech's darkest secrets lay exposed. As files and folders materialized on the screen, Alex's heart pounded with a mix of dread and exhilaration. Each document was a Pandora's box, brimming with evidence of unethical experiments and exploitation. "This is it," Alex breathed, eyes widening at the sheer magnitude of the revelations. "This will change everything." Hours blurred into an indistinguishable haze as Alex sifted through the damning evidence. There were reports of human trials conducted without consent, environmental disasters covered up, and whistleblowers silenced. Each discovery fueled their determination, a burning ember in the pit of their stomach. "I can't believe this," Alex said, shaking their head in disbelief. "How could they get away with this for so long?" The screen flickered again, this time displaying a video file. The thumbnail showed a shadowy figure in a lab coat, standing before a wall of cages. Curiosity piqued. Alex opened the file. The video began, revealing a sterile room filled with rows of cages, each housing a test subject. The subjects, a mix of humans and animals, were subjected to inhumane conditions, their cries of pain muted by the cold, clinical environment. "This is monstrous," Alex gasped, their voice barely above a whisper. The gravity of what they were about to expose settled over them like a shroud. The world would soon know, and nothing would ever be the same again. As dawn's first light crept through the basement window, Alex's fingers trembled, not just from the complexity of the hack, but from the enormity of the truth they were about to unleash. They took a deep breath, steadied their nerves, and initiated the upload. The files, encrypted and anonymized, would soon be disseminated across the globe to journalists, activists, and anyone willing to listen. "It's done," Alex said, leaning back in their chair, exhaustion and triumph wearing for dominance. The room, once a haven of solitude, now felt like a crucible of change. The days that followed were a whirlwind of anticipation and paranoia. Alex monitored news outlets, waiting for the first signs of the bombshell they had dropped. The world remained oblivious, going about its daily routine, unaware of the impending revelation. "Come on, pick it up," Alex urged, refreshing the news pages incessantly. Doubt began to creep in. Had they done enough? Would anyone believe them? Finally, a breaking news banner flashed across the screen. "Novatech under fire. Whistleblower exposes unethical practices." Alex's heart leaped into their throat. The first domino had fallen. As the story gained traction, the media frenzy intensified. Journalists clamored for more information, and activists rallied in protest. Novatech's stock plummeted, and its executives scrambled to contain the damage. "We did it," Alex said, a mix of joy and relief washing over them. But the victory was bittersweet. The revelations had also put a target on their back. Late one night, as Alex worked on bolstering their security, a message popped up on their screen. "You've made a grave mistake," it read, the words dripping with malice. The sender was unknown, but the threat was clear. Fear gnawed at Alex's resolve, but they refused to back down. "They can't stop the truth," they declared, though the tremor in their voice betrayed their unease. The next few days were a blur of sleepless nights and constant vigilance. Alex moved from safe house to safe house, always one step ahead of those who sought to silence them. The support of allies, both known and anonymous, provided a lifeline, but the weight of solitude never fully lifted. In a small, nondescript cafe, Alex met with Sarah, a journalist who had been instrumental in breaking the Novatech story. Her eyes sparkled with a mix of admiration and concern. "You're a hero, Alex," she said, her voice filled with sincerity. "But you're also in grave danger." "I know," Alex replied, stirring their coffee absent-mindedly. "But I can't stop now. The world needs to know the full extent of what Novatech has done." Sarah nodded, her expression somber. "Just promise me you'll be careful." "They won't stop until they find you." "I will," Alex assured her. Though the words felt hollow, the path ahead was fraught with peril. But turning back was not an option. As the investigation into Novatech deepened, more allies emerged from the shadows. Hackers, journalists, and activists formed a coalition, united by a common goal: to bring Novatech to justice. The movement grew, its voice echoing across the globe, demanding accountability and change. In a hidden chat room, the coalition members convened, their identities shielded by layers of encryption. "We're making progress," one member announced, their tone a mix of hope and caution. "But Novatech is fighting back. We need to stay vigilant." "Agreed," Alex typed, their fingers flying over the keys. "We can't let them silence us. The truth is on our side." The coalition's efforts bore fruit as more evidence surfaced, each revelation more damning than the last. Public outrage swelled, and the governments were forced to take notice. Novatech's empire began to crumble, its one unassailable facade shattered by the relentless pursuit of justice. But the battle was far from over. Novatech's resources were vast, and their reach extended into the highest echelons of power. The coalition faced setbacks and betrayals, each blow a reminder of the formidable enemy they were up against. In a moment of despair, Alex confided in Sarah, their voice laden with exhaustion. "I don't know if we can win this. They're too powerful." "Don't give up," Sarah urged, her voice a beacon of hope. "You've come too far. The world is waking up because of you. We just need to keep pushing." Her words reignited Alex's resolve. "You're right," they said, a newfound determination hardening their voice. "We can't stop now. Not when we're so close." The final showdown loomed on the horizon, a high-stakes gambit that would determine the fate of Novatech and the future of those who dared to challenge it. The coalition devised a plan, a daring hack that would expose the last of Novatech's secrets and bring the full weight of the law down upon its executives. As the day of the hack approached, tension crackled in the air. Alex and the coalition members worked tirelessly, their focus unwavering. The plan was intricate, a symphony of digital maneuvers that required precision and timing. "This is it," Alex said, their voice steady despite the storm raging within. "Let's bring them down." The hack commenced, each member playing their part in the orchestrated assault. Firewalls fell, and data flowed like a river unleashed. The final piece of evidence, a trove of internal communications detailing Novatech's criminal activities, was uploaded to the world. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Governments launched investigations, executives were arrested, and Novatech's operations were suspended. The coalition's victory was a testament to the power of truth and the indomitable spirit of those who fight for justice. As the dust settled, Alex stood in the quiet of their sanctuary, reflecting on the journey that had brought them here. The world had changed, and though the scars of the battle remained, a new dawn had broken. "We did it," Alex whispered, a tear of joy and relief tracing a path down their cheek. The fight was far from over, but for now, they allowed themselves a moment of triumph. The truth had prevailed, and the future, though uncertain, held the promise of a better world. In the end, Alex realized that the battle against injustice was ongoing, but they were no longer alone. The coalition had forged bonds of solidarity and hope, a testament to the power of collective action. As they looked ahead, Alex knew that they would continue to fight, not just for themselves, but for all those who had been silenced. The world would never be the same again, and for that, Alex was profoundly grateful.